fail to plan. That is one of our biggest issues. We kind of get into the hustle and bustle of life. You're hustling, you're grinding, you're building a legacy, you're building your business. And sometimes we forget that what do we do with our money when we're in the process? So we're in a generation where we're spending, instead of saving, and investing for the future.
Absolutely.
So that is absolutely Landmine number one.
Yeah, because it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you save, right? And how much you invest. That's like huge. People kind of miss that. You think the goal is to make all this money. It's like you make all this money and then what? You're spending it, but not saving it, not investing it. And then you look up, you're 65, 70, and you have nothing to show for all those years of you super earning, right? So really, really important. I think that for our age group and younger, you know, we're in our mid-30s, I think it's really, really important for us to take this seriously, this first landmine, because we've seen, I feel like our grandparents were savers, right? They got that concept. They understood that a little bit better. At least from my general experience, I could be, you know, everybody else may have different experiences, but I feel like we really get to reclaim the importance of saving and of planning way ahead of time, like, and really instilling in our children this concept of planning from the get-go. Like, I know your child is set up around understanding the importance of planning. And my children, when they come, my nieces and nephews, I'm working hard to get all the information that I can so that I can support my brothers and sisters and my cousins that have children to be able to start planning immediately. There's no reason why you can't start planning as soon as you're able to understand. And you can't start saving as soon as you're able to understand. You know what I mean? So yeah, planning is definitely something that I think it's a part of building generational wealth. Teaching your children how to plan financially.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to include 3 points that Patrick Kelly gives is to set a goal, number 1. Number 2, learn how to pay yourself first.
Yes, that's huge.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I always start with teaching. You got to pay yourself first.
Absolutely. Every day.
Start today and be consistent with it. You got to. Okay. Don't waver from the plan. So those 3 things is going to help you to plan better.
Absolutely. And it's crazy that you say that because in my household, pay yourself first is like our mantra. And we use that across the board, right? So pay yourself financially. You're working hard, making this money. Why aren't you paying yourself first? You're paying all these people. You're paying these bills. You're paying taxes. You're paying for life, like to live, right? Why aren't you paying yourself first? So financially pay yourself first. Also, with your body in the morning, pay yourself first before you get up and start to give your time and divvy your energy up into life. Pay your body. Thank your body for getting you through, you know, the night. Thank your body for being strong and keeping you alive and well, right? Pay yourself by eating a good, healthy meal. All of these ideas are paying yourself first, and financially, that is huge as well. So definitely,
absolutely.
All right.
I guess
number 2,
right?
Procrastination. I know everybody can relate to this. Like,
absolutely. We're weighed down by that procrastination, right?
Listen,
saying that we're going to do it later and later.
When this, when that, when, you know, it's always because a lot of people, I don't think that people are confused about the fact that they need to save and plan. It's just there's always never a right time in folks' mind because there's always something, right? But that's what the paying yourself first part comes in. It's a non-negotiable. That's really what, for me, paying yourself first in all the areas means it's a non-negotiable. It doesn't matter what other expense comes up, you're saving. It doesn't matter what other event comes up in the day, you're working out in the morning when you get up, or at some point in the day that works best for you. It doesn't matter how busy you are, you're making sure you eating a nutritious meal. So that is
and huge. I was say with that, guys, you know, keep in mind that when we say pay yourself first, you may not understand exactly what that means. It means that when you make your income or whenever you get that check, Uncle Pam got his cut off the top anyway, right? But basically what we want you to do is make sure that you're the next person in line before you pay your bills, before you structure everything else around what's left. Because in most cases, there's not much left, right?
Not a lot left, exactly. So you're having the scraps.
And making sure that you pay you first and then base your bills off of what's left from there. So pick a percentage that makes sense for you, commit to it, set a goal, and stay disciplined with that. And then base everything else off of that.
Absolutely.
That's what pretty much helped me to be able to save some money.
Patrick Kelly says in Tax-Free Retirement, why do you treat Uncle Sam better than you treat yourself? And that was a whole read, right? Because it's true. You look, especially the more you earn, you see how much money you're paying in taxes, and then you see how much money you have left, and it's like, wait, why? That doesn't add up.
Absolutely.
I want to read this piece from the book, and then we can move on to the third landmine about procrastination. In 1626, Native Americans sold what is now called Manhattan Island, New York, to white settlers for a pile of trinkets worth only $24. Manhattan's value as real estate is now appraised at $23.4 billion. But if Native Americans had sold those trinkets for $24 cash and placed the money in a 6% compound interest account, their investment would now be worth 27,600,000,000. And if today's Native Americans had inherited this fortune, they could buy back Manhattan and still have over $4 billion left in their account. That are some powerful. Those are some powerful numbers, right? And that kind of speaks to the timepiece, which is going to talk about also when we talk about compound interest a little bit later. That's going to also bring that to life as well. And so the third landmine, getting on the wrong side of Mr. Interest.
This one right here, I think, is one of the biggest mistakes I see people do. I think I like to call it keeping up with the Joneses. Okay. I see a lot of people just kind of balling out, they bought these Ferraris or they're buying these, I see people even in just the regular Hyundai luxury vehicles are paying $600 to $800 a month in this vehicle just to have the latest model, right? So getting on the wrong side of Mr. Interest is basically looking at if you're paying, let's say, $600 a month for this car note, right? And it's 7.75%. In most cases, you're going to pay a little over double the actual price of the car when you finish. But if you were to take that same amount of money, that's $6, and you were to invest it in an account that's giving you an average of 7 to 8%, you can roughly have over $185,000 even in just 10 years. Okay, just with being able to reinvest that money somewhere else. So you got to look at it like, is that depreciating asset worth more than you being able to have cash flow of that money that you would return if you put it in an investment? So I find a lot of people are focusing on the wrong things and not investing in the right things. So you got to be on the right side of interest.
Absolutely. Okay. Just like the Native Americans would have been like it in that scenario in New York. That is the right side of interest, of Mr. Interest, right? So landmine 4 kind of is the one that gets me a little worked up because as of late in the past, I guess 10 to 15 years, the age of social media, I feel like instant gratification has ruined a lot of things. Like, it's really, really bad. And it's because I feel like we're living in a culture where you can see everybody's everything all the time. It's everywhere. Everybody's personal business, their assets, what they have. Everybody's flaunting where they are in their businesses and their personal lives, from their fitness goals and what their body looks like to their financials. Everything that you ever would want to know about somebody is literally right in front of your face. And so if you see that and you have those same desires and it's not coming like that, it creates this weird energy. And I feel like instant gratification is really hindering and hurting us from being great with regards to a lot of different things, and especially our money, because there's a lot of desire to get rich quick, right? You want to be a part of whatever's the newest trend and fad that helps you get money quickly, but that's not how it works. As we saw with this most recent, this fake Susu wave that happened a couple months ago last year. Giving a horrible name to the actual real, true, and valid Susu. But that whole idea of you can put in this much and get out this much, that's not how things work. And so I really think that instant gratification is probably, out of the 9, one of the most detrimental, because people want it now. That's not how life works. You have to actually put something in to get something out. That's how energy works, right? You put in, you get out. So I definitely want to encourage people to get rid of that. Like, if you're planning for your future, be committed to that. If you're planning for after you put your life's work into something and create all these amazing things that you're working, commit to that, and don't get sidetracked by, but I really want to go to Jamaica. Okay, like, but have you saved anything? Have you invested anything? Have you, paid yourself first in for your future? Like, It's okay. Jamaica's not going anywhere, guys.
Yeah. And,
You
and
know,
don't do these things, but just be sure you have the necessary things in place, like paying yourself
absolutely,
and
absolutely,
you take your trips and you do all those things. And you don't always have to be loud about what you're doing.
very
Okay?
true.
A lot of times when you do things in quiet, they manifest bigger than
Absolutely.
out in the open and taking that criticism out in the open, good, bad, and ugly, right? So I think that kind of leads us to landmine number 5, following the masses.
Yep.
Okay.
Which ties right into 4.
Oh man, I'm telling you, and following the masses for me, when I look at it from a financial professional's perspective, I look at your parents told you to go get a job, or contribute to a 401k or a TSP plan. And where that worked 20, 30 years ago, guys, that is not the best way to save and grow your money nowadays. You got to think we're living 20 plus years in retirement.
Way
So that
longer than folks used to. Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can, have 10 years worth of income and be okay. But now we're talking 20, 30 years of income that we need, where most people have less than $25,000 saved. So there are other concepts, and Patrick Kelly discusses that in the book about how to not follow the masses and do that, because guess what? You're basically paying for Uncle Sam's retirement too. Because at the highest right now, it's a 40% stake in your portfolio. So if you're contributing to a 401k, that dollar amount that you have when you go to retire, remember, it's not real. It's all a facade. Why? Because you haven't paid Uncle Sam yet.
Taxes, taxes, taxes.
Money. So he has a huge stake in your account. And if your account is over a certain amount, and I say over $1 million, easily, you're at the highest tax bracket, right? Yeah. So we want to teach you about the tax-free options, how to keep your money. And those are the solutions that we're going to get into after and on our next stream. We're going to move into that direction. Okay.
Yep. Number 6, the inertia factor. I feel like the inertia factor is kind of present a lot to nowadays with cryptocurrency. So just that excitement, now that folks are talking about investing a lot more, it's out in the open, all these different options. It's particularly with cryptocurrency. That's my baby now. I'm like all tuned in, right? Because it's really exciting. It is our future. It's the way we're going, digital assets. And people get excited, keep talking about it, keep researching it, but never make a move. So that's the inertia factor in general, like the energy of excitement, but then you never move. It's just excitement for the sake of excitement. And then 10 years later, you're still excited.
This is great.
Haven't made a move. This is such a great idea, but it's like, so when you're going to move? And I think that starting small can help with that. I think sometimes people get excited, but then the idea of, sometimes it's overwhelming. It's exciting, but also overwhelming. Like I know, using cryptocurrency as the example, I've been talking to a lot of people lately about it because I think it's absolutely an amazing way to invest and to kind of get synced into the future and what's coming and the evolution of currency and of our money. And it's like, people are so excited about it or interested in it, but they don't understand. So it's overwhelming, but you don't want to miss out. FOMO starts to set in, and it's like I can't afford to invest that much. Because like start small. Don't sit there and be excited and take yourself into a black hole of research, and now your brain is this big about that whatever concept you're looking into, but you never make a move. So definitely inertia factor. I know sometimes it happens with us in different areas, but definitely we can't afford to have it happen to us when it comes to financial planning and getting secure for retirement.
Absolutely. We've got to prepare differently, guys, and we have to do it the right way, because guess what? We only get one life. Okay. Yeah. It's never too late to start, but you have to have a plan in place.
Absolutely.
So these landmines are here to show you the traps that are there. Okay. And that you don't fall into it. So that kind of goes right into a desire to get rich quick. I mean, I think you pretty much touched on it.
Yeah, we did. And that I think I don't know. I'm 36. I'll speak about my age group. I feel like the younger the generations get, the desire to get rich kind of increases. I feel like we have a sense of work ethic, right? You definitely should put in something to get something out, right? This idea of working hard or smart, because now I feel like we're working smarter than harder, right? But that exchange of your energy and your passion and your love and your time for what you're going to get is valid. We understand that. We kind of embrace that. But I feel like a lot of younger generations, and I could be wrong, I'm saying what I experienced and what I perceive. This idea that they're supposed to just get all of everything that they think that they want right now for nothing, not putting any time, not putting any effort and energy. I feel like that is a lot more prevalent, and we have to do right by our babies and really teach them that that's not how this thing works. Like, now, don't be wrong. You can get rich quick if you're putting in that energy, the time, if you're manifesting, what you truly want, and you're doing that personal work, the spiritual work. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's that concept of you're going to get something for nothing. It doesn't work.
And it takes role models, it takes individuals like us doing these shows. It takes people who are doing the podcast, and a lot of teachers who are out here sharing this information. And, that's what we hope to achieve with this, guys, is putting you in position to understand how financial planning really works and getting on the right side of Mr. Interest and being able to enjoy that tax-free gains built up in some of the most prevalent, I would say, tax shelters that are out there that people don't even know about. Okay.
Which is why we do what we do. I want to read this quote before we go to the next landmine. And it says, create a simple and achievable plan and then pursue that plan. Let others throw their money to the wind if they choose to, while yours is diligently working to increase your long-term wealth. That is a great plan. Forget what everybody else is doing. Do what you are committed to, and commit to something that's achievable. Don't create some plan that's so outlandish. Have smart goals around your money so that you don't get defeated or persuaded because you feel like you're not getting to it quick enough. Lack of generosity, landmine number 8.
Well, I think that if anything, it's just kind of like just giving period, whether it's giving free information. A lot of times we think that we always have to get paid for things. You don't, up front have to get paid for things. A lot of times just being able to do something from your heart and giving that is the biggest thing that you can do for someone. And I think that's where we come in as far as, our partnership we've done. We've been able to do a lot of things. I think just giving, just time, period.
Absolutely.
Right. Yep. And not just money, it's not just about money, but it is also about learning how to give small too, donations, donate to causes and things like that. Once you learn how to continue to donate, once you have, if you're generous with a little, you'll be generous with a lot. You got to start out there. If you want to wait till you get rich to be generous, you'll never do it. You'll never do it.
I think what's important about the generosity piece is that understanding that money is energy, right? Currency. That's exactly what money is. It's currency. It's something that should be moving and always in flow and in motion. And when you understand that that's what money is, it's a symbol. It's currency. When you treat it like such, it changes the game. When you're not penny pinching and like, well, I can't get a hold. When you're like treating money like that, it's going to manifest in your energetic spaces like that, right? But when you understand that money is energy, it's currency, it should be flowing, that you can give and be able to release it from your conscience, from your like you're going to be able to get that back because it's flowing through the energy, and it's coming from a positive space. Like, definitely don't call yourself giving somebody something begrudgingly. That definitely doesn't work. Keep your stingy dollars, but and I get it because, sometimes when you feel like you don't even have enough for yourself, it's like, well, how do I, give something and I don't even have enough for myself? But I feel like there's so many different ways to give. And I think that the model of giving, period, is having a giving spirit, right? Being of a giving and a generous spirit can create the groundwork and the framework for you to actually manifest the money to give. Giving of your time, giving of your knowledge, and giving of your expertise, all the things, giving your time and your energy to somebody that may need to have a conversation, get something off their chest. It starts, because it is energetic, it can be across the board anywhere. Giving of your resources. There's so much that you can give, but that stingy spirit, that hoardy spirit, is definitely not the way to manifest millions of dollars or anything else in terms of abundance.
And I was going to say, it's about the law of attraction too.
Absolutely.
people are attracted to those things. You're creating habits. Not only if you're a parent like I am, my children pick up on my habits, and my habits,
Absolutely.
they want to give, they want to donate their time. They want to donate money.
Yeah,
They want to save a percentage just as well as I
I
do.
love it.
Their money, they pay themselves first. It's again about giving and creating those attributes and those habits. And that turns into character, right? That becomes you, and people are attracted to those things.
And the money will come. That's the thing. You start when you have that kind of energy, that kind of spirit. Money, once again, is just energy. It's a symbol. It's a representation. You have to be right first, right? And that one of the best ways to do that is to be a giver. Absolutely. So the last landmine is acting like the future will never arrive. Being impatient. Calm down. You're going to retire at some point. Not today. Although there are people who are retiring early. So it's not about early retirement piece. That's different. But literally, you start investing today and you want to be done with it tomorrow and take everything out. And now you live in the luxury realm. Just breathe. Be patient. It's coming. Right.
Right. And so, it will come.
Absolutely. So let's just talk about a little bit about compound interest before we get out of here. I think that is one of the most exciting concepts that this book offered me, that being in relationship with you and kind of entering into the financial industry, it literally set my soul on fire. I was like, whoa, it literally is magic. Like that talk. And I'm always talking about magic. That's my zhuzh. But this quote from Albert Einstein kind of sums it up all in one. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it.
Yep. Absolutely.
So basically, the definition of, just for anybody that isn't familiar with the concept, compound interest means that as your initial dollar investment grows, your overall balance in your investment or retirement account grows. As your overall balance grows, there's more money to earn, market appreciation, and interest on, and your money begins to multiply. A simple way to determine how long it will take for your initial investment to grow is to apply what's known as the rule of 72.
Yes.
The rule of 72 says to divide your given interest rate on your investment into 72, and the result equals the number of years it will take for your initial investment to duplicate itself.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you just take the interest rate divided by 72. Okay. And it'll tell you how long it's going to take it to double. You can take any number that you want and use the rule of 72.
And this is pretty much money law. This is literally money law. And it's so exciting when you understand this concept and you get in sync and in flow with this. And literally I saw a meme the other day of Bart Simpson. It was I follow a lot of different Bitcoin enthusiasts. And it was like, my money making money, making money, making money, making money. And that's exactly that's what compound interest is, right? Yeah. Your money, making money, making money, making money. And that's how you amass wealth, is through this powerful concept of compound interest. So that
early makes a difference, and I think that's what you're getting ready to move into. The earlier you start, guys, the better. Mm-hmm. Even for your children, you can start them as early as 2 weeks old. The earlier, the better. Are you going to go into this?
Yeah, we can. We have a couple minutes. We can definitely go into it real quick.
Okay, go ahead, because it's kind of small on my screen. It's probably best.
Oh, sorry. Got you. So this example is just a visual representation of the power of compound interest, 1, and 2, the value of starting early. So investor 1 starts at 25. Investor 2 starts at 10 years later at 35, right? And you can see that huge difference, $611,000, both at age 65, between that and $787,000. So you're talking about a difference of $166,000. But the difference is investor 1 that started at 25 literally stopped after 10 years. They didn't even invest anything more. That is absolutely crazy to me. That's crazy. It makes me sad a little bit, because I'm gonna be honest, I am starting a little bit later in life, which is totally fine. It is what it is. It's neutral. But that's crazy to me. 25 to 35, 10 years of investing $5,000 a year for 10 years, and you're set with $787,000 at the age 65. And this is just in one particular account, because you should diversify. You should have multiple different pieces in your retirement plan, in your financial strategy. That's crazy. Versus investor 2 that starts at 35, invests $5,000 a year for 30 years. That's 30 years versus 10 years.
Mm-hmm. In order for him to cut that time, though, if he can double up and do 10,000, he can cut it down to the 10 years. So there are strategies in place to do it, but you got to understand again the compound interest, and this is why Absolutely. It's so important. My favorite, being on the right side of Mr. Interest.
Absolutely, and being on the right side of Uncle Sam. You know, paying on your seed versus paying on your harvest, right?
Yep.
All right. So those are the 9 landmines. Definitely hope that these gave you a little bit of insight or struck a chord, kind of like made you think, gave you some information that you can pass on to someone else that is procrastinating or getting distracted by instant gratification. So those are the 9 landmines. And then next show that we have on the 22nd, we're going to go over the next section of the book. So he breaks the book up into a couple of sections, which I think is cool because he kind of talks about the landmines first, and then he moves into the hidden retirement traps. Mm-hmm. And that's what we'll talk about next time. Those hidden retirement traps are the tax trap, which we kind of touched on, but we'll go into a little more in depth next time. The access trap. So just because it's your money, it's not in your possession at the time. So you have to access it, right? And so that becomes a whole thing in of itself, which people don't think about and don't understand the nuances around accessing your money. So once again, these are the things that we're going to be talking about so that you are crystal clear about the access and the tax fees so that you know what vehicles are going to work best for you when it's time to access it. The distribution trap, which is the step after accessing, you have to actually get it to you from whomever has your money. And then the death trap, what happens to your assets when you do expire and go to the next realm. And then after we talk about those traps, we're going to talk about the solutions, which I get super excited about because the reality is that there are solutions. There are so many solutions, and that's pretty much why we do what we do. That's our commitment to our community, to our clients, is to really educate you all about the options, because if you don't know what you have available to you, you'll keep doing one of the traps, which is just doing what other people are doing what somebody told you that is outdated and no longer serving you the best way, right? Because you're talking about doing something that your grandmother did or your mom did. Like, we're generations apart. There's so many things that evolve and that change that can be on, work in your favor. But if you don't know about them, then you can't possibly utilize these tools.
Absolutely. And I always talk about one thing I just wanted to add. I posted this on my Facebook page, but I talk about discernment, having discernment and understanding what is right and what is the wrong way to do things. I think a lot of our family members have been caught up in all of these things, and we want to make sure that we have this discernment going forward into this unprecedented time that we have. Absolutely. If you have discernment and you understand what's happening and you be realistic about it, because the reality of it is, guys, you have to keep in mind, Social Security is going away. They tell you, okay, do not be blindsided. They send you the letter and tell you it's going away. It's going to be defunded. So we have to be able to utilize the strategies that are put in place so that we can own our futures versus Absolutely. The government earning our futures. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So before we head out of here, the concept is healthy and wealthy. So we're not just talking about money or money making monies, but also because it's a part of the Healthy and Wealthy initiative. So my whole thing is you can't be healthy and broke, but you also got to focus on the health piece. We're not just going to talk about money. So for me, I think I wanted to share today the pay yourself first piece was in my spirit because we talked about that with the money piece, but I want to kind of touch on it for the health. And trust me, I am preaching to the choir, aka I'm talking to myself. So I know that a lot of us are still in that new year energy, right? New year, new me. Your goals are still fresh in your mind and your spirit. You still, for the most part, I think most folks start weaning off like around mid of February, March. I think most folks are still in that energy. So I just want to encourage and remind everybody that you have so many resources, and I am one of them as a holistic wellness practitioner. reach out to the folks on your timeline, your friends list that you know are about that life, to hold you accountable, to support you. If you need resources, reach out to your folks. I know COVID and social distancing has made a lot of, in-person contact challenging, but definitely use your resources. Do not get discouraged. Don't start strong just to finish weak. Keep encouraged and make sure every day you are paying yourself first. That is so, 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 so huge. Your older self will definitely thank you. Make sure you're drinking your water. I always tell my clients and everybody that comes into my life, half your body weight in ounces a day. Half your body weight in ounces a day. Hydrate your life. It will literally make the difference. You'll see if you increase your water to what I'm telling you, half your body weight in water, you will literally see it in every aspect of your life. And the amount of pain you experience in your skin, it makes you look nice and young and your skin looks supple. It helps you move easier and better. It just hydration, it helps your brain function more optimally. Like it helps with that brain fog. It's amazing. Helps all your organs, helps your waist. Drink your water. Super duper important. and be realistic with your goals. I know, and I'm once again preaching to the choir, aka myself. The over ambitious ones of us out there, we take on so much. If you see my to-do list, you'll be like, girl, stop. Literally, why do you have 25,000 things on your to-do list every day? And yes, I'm saying this to myself. I know it's a challenge and it may not be something I'm going to fix tomorrow, but I'm conscious of it. And I want to give that message to the folks that are over ambitious. It will get done, right? Don't stress yourself out and overwhelm yourself with these things that you know that you want to accomplish. Spread them out. Kind of have a strategy about what's the most important, right? What's time sensitive, because those things absolutely have to be done, right? But if it's not urgent and it's not time sensitive, then put it, later in the week. So just want to encourage you to in your ambition around keeping your New Year's resolutions and whatever goals you set for first quarter of the year, be good to yourself. Make sure you're eating healthy home cooked meals. Stop giving Grubhub and Uber Eats all your coins. I talk to so many people and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm not cooking. Why aren't you at home?" It's so interesting that like a lot of people, home cooking has gone down. It's like, save your coins because things are crazy. Cook some food, So yeah, encourage you to stay committed to your goals. Stay committed to your promises that you made to yourself around your wellness, around your money, around everything. And use your resources. Definitely don't. I know, like I said, it's challenging because we're not in each other's physical presence, but there are resources. Reach out to that person that you see posting about whatever all the time. More likely than not, they're going to be able to support you or be willing to, because that's what they're up to. And by people, I mean myself. I see there's so many people in my community that have so many amazing resources. And, you can follow the Love Dynasty and Queen Nina Love, I believe Nina F Love on Facebook, and Queen Nina Love on Instagram. I always post so many amazing wellness practitioners that are up to some amazing things, that are here to support. They want to give you their energy. They want to give you their time and their resources. So use your resources, stay connected with your friends and family and your community in these times. Don't feel like you are alone. You got this. So that's what I will leave. You have anything you want to add to any part?
Just follow us. Follow me, Mercedes Coates on Facebook. Follow me, MMC Financial on IG. And keep up with what's going on. I'm always educating on the financial piece. That is my baby. That's what I do. I love to educate. So we will see you guys on the next episode of Money Making Mondays, February
22nd.
22nd.
Awesome. Thank you, Mercedes. Have a great night, guys.
Night.
Peace.